Thank you for watching our videos, and thank you for watching this particular episode. Kindly subscribe and click the notification bell so that anytime we come with good content like this, you'll be able to benefit. Today, we have a wonderful sister, a wonderful friend, a good mentor, and a business owner in our midst. Her name is Dion London, and she's been in the tech space for a long time. She trains individuals, she mentors them, and she has her own business in the tech space. Thank you so much for joining us today, Dion.
Thank you so much. I really do appreciate this opportunity. My name is Romilly Dion London. People call me by the name Dion, and I'm known by the name Dion actually within the tech space. And I am a woman-owned and also a minority-owned business owner. I've been in the tech space for quite a very long time. I started off being a normal, IT information security analyst up to now, owning my own two, tech companies. One of them is the ATTECC Institute, which is an IT compliance or cybersecurity training institute, training minority folks within our within the US and also above, people that are interested in learning cybersecurity. And then my other tech company is a cybersecurity firm where we specialize in cybersecurity operations, IT managed services, and risk management and compliance services for the US government and also the commercial space out here. I'm a Ghanaian by birth, and I live in the US. Just a little bit about myself.
Thank you for sharing that. And we are so excited to have somebody in our community who owns their own businesses and also being able to mentor a lot of people. How did you get into the tech space?
Oh, it's a journey, to be honest with you. It's not easy. It was never easy, and it's not meant to be easy, right? Because every good thing really comes with a price. And the price is it will take you quite a long time for you to really get to where you really want to be, because nothing easy comes, easy, right? But for me, I was just there one time, and then I just received a text message that don't show up to work again. By then I wasn't in the tech space. That was quite a very long time. And I was like, who fires people on Sunday morning, on a text message? Because me, I know that here in the US, people are very professional compared to, being in Africa, right? So I was expecting at least a termination letter or at least a warning that says that, don't do it again. I mean, whatever that I did, because I still don't know what I did back then. But I received a text message in the morning, early in the morning. It was actually raining that day. And, and the text message clearly says that don't show up to work the next day. And I remember I was crying that day, and I was so upset. Like, why would anybody fire someone Sunday morning? I still don't know what I did anyway. But I remember I told my family that I think I want to get into the tech space. Then during our time, it was more men in the tech space. Now I see a lot of women, and I'm super, super, super excited seeing women in this space. But back then, for us, during our era, it was like a men's world, right? Men's world within the IT space. And I still didn't know what I want to do. So I remember I had to talk to a friend, and he was like, IT is the way to go, right? So, if you really want to get into the IT space, I think it's the time for you to do that. And for me, then I thought that was the time for me. So, I went back to school, got a degree in cybersecurity. And then when I was done, I got myself trained in some of those niche areas. And the first training I did was Oracle database. But Oracle database is very, very, very technical, right? You have to know a lot of those command lines. And back then I was a rookie, and I was really finding a challenge, really learning all those command lines and all of that. But I still went ahead and, got myself training in Oracle database. But when I was done, then someone told me to get into cloud, because then, the world is really shifting to the cloud. So for me, I was like, oh, okay, why not? I really want to follow the trend of, whatever that is, popping around that era. And so I went ahead and got myself trained for AWS cloud. And that was another moment too, right? So I did get myself trained, but then I was told back then that you have to know Linux because AWS has I believe two platforms. They have the GUI and then they have the Unix, right? And so the Unix comes with the command lines. So then I got myself trained in Linux. So from Oracle to AWS Cloud and then Linux. So these are all three technical IT. And so when I was done, I was so stuck, like, okay, what do I do? How do I look for a job? Like my resume, all of this kind of stuff. Like it was like going through my hair. Like, what do I do? Like I was so stuck. And then, as I said, all the people that were around me, none of them were doing IT. So I don't even have anybody on my full call log to even call to say, hey, I'm done with Oracle, Cloud, and Linux. Like at least point me to the direction where to go from there. And like nothing. I didn't have nobody, in my contact list. But I remember I had a friend of mine who knew somebody that was into cybersecurity then. And so I was introduced to that person, and the guy was like, oh man, why did you go through all this, trouble taking all this technical stuff? I was like, well, I didn't know. And so he was like, would you want to consider doing cyber? I said, really? Why do I have to add cyber when I already, trained myself in, these three technical spaces? And he was like, I think you might end up liking cyber better than the rest of the others. I said, okay, I would like to try it. So I did it, and to be honest with you, I really did like the cyber. And so when I was done, within 2 months, I landed my first IT job as a cybersecurity analyst. And it took me 2 months, actually, because I remember I was done in April, and then June, I got my first offer letter. But within that 2 months, I did over 25 interviews. Now, the reason why I'm sharing the number with you guys all here is people are coming into the tech space. And sometimes people think that once I'm done with the training, I'm going to get a job the next day. And it doesn't work like that. You have to trust the process. And for me, that's what I did. And so I did over 25 interviews, and then I landed my first, cybersecurity, job. And then even then, back then, the money that was given, it wasn't as big as now, but trust me, it was worth it during that time. And that's how I got into the tech space.
So if you're a newbie, as we call it, if you're trying to break into tech, if you're already taking trainings, certifications, and you're doing interviews, you're not getting it, do not give up. Continue to press on. So, Dion, my next question is, a lot of individuals out there feel that the tech space is hardcore coding and hardcore networking, and they are so frustrated. There's a kind of phobia that engulfs some of these people. What advice do you have for them?
I can understand why a lot of people are scared, because anytime you hear the word IT, people always resonated to, coding and scripting. But as I said earlier on, IT is very broad. So usually when I meet people, I was like, what do you do? They said IT. I think, you still haven't said anything yet. Bring it down to a niche. What type of IT do you do, right? So IT is very broad. It's not hard. You need to find a niche that works best for you, or a niche that you feel like you are more comfortable in doing that. If you are the type of person that you don't like staring in front of a computer for quite a very long time, right? You are more hands-on, then you are better off going to the coding, the programming, and the scripting side. Those are more technical IT. Now, we do have the other side that we call it the administrative part of the IT. And that is what we call the cybersecurity compliant. So you have to find a balance as to, okay, which one do I like reading? Do I like to do a lot of researching? Do I like to, write? Am I comfortable doing a lot of talking? Then you can find the niche of getting into the compliant part of the cybersecurity. But if you're the type of person who's like, listen, I don't want to do too many interviews, I don't want to do too much talking, I don't want to do too much writing, then you can get into the coding, the Python, the scripting, and the programming language. And there's so many, folks that are into that space and over there. It's not hard. You, the individual, you need to have a better understanding that you are getting into a different world. I always say that IT is a different world, right? It's different from, the pharmacy and the healthcare industry, the law firm, the construction. It's a whole different world, together. So first, ask yourself, which one are you more comfortable with? Do you like hands-on, or you like to do more reading and more writing? If that is the case, whichever one is much comfortable, you're more comfortable with, then you can get into that space. Find someone who is very good in that space, and then get yourself trained for the particular IT that you are more interested in. But it's not that hard. And you need to also get someone that you can really talk to, someone that knows a lot about these tech spaces, to really kind of guide you and also mentor you into what you should pick, right? And then, because the technical is not for everybody, neither is the compliance side is for everybody either. So find a balance and find whichever one that works best for you. It's not hard. You have to be very determined, because remember, the tech is growing right now. It's not going anywhere. It's rather getting better and bigger. But as more people get into the tech space, it was going to be a challenge. Before then, we used to have like 5 people sending their resumes. Now we have 500 people. So you are about to compete with over 200 people resume on a hiring manager's table. So you have to get into this space and get yourself ready. Learn and get better with whatever niche you want to find yourself in. That is the best advice I can get people. Oh, one more thing also. Don't ever get into the IT space thinking that, oh, I'm just going to come in over here and I'm going to make 6 figures right at the minute, because then you're going to be very disappointed. I have people that have called me and said, Dion, as for me, the reason I want to do IT because I want to work from home. I have kids, so I want to stay home. And I always tell them, then this is not for you, because I can guarantee that you get a job working from home. We are no more in the COVID era anymore. And a lot of companies right now are doing hybrid, or you need to come to the office. So don't get into the tech space thinking that you're going to get a 100% job working from home. It doesn't work like that anymore. Now, am I saying that you won't get a remote job? No, that's not what I'm saying. There's a possibility that you might get a remote job. But what I'm saying is, don't have the attitude getting into the space thinking that once you get in there, you will get a remote job or you will make 6 figures. It doesn't work like that. You really have to put in some work to deserve that kind of money that you want to make. So that is the best advice I can give.
I think one of the things that keeps on coming is about finding a mentor, finding somebody who's already in the space, so that you don't have to go through the all these hoops to be able to break into the tech space. So Dion, tell us, what are some of the challenges that you faced during your time, and are those challenges still exist? And what are some of the solutions that you advise individuals who are breaking into to look out for?
For me, being a minority person and also not having any tech background from the beginning, the challenge was more of like finding a mentor to really guide me through, like, what do I need to do? Like from a resume perspective, like, I don't know how my resume should look like from the beginning, right? And so for me, it was 2 challenges: mentorship and my resume really looking like a tech resume. Those are the 2 challenges that I had from the beginning when I entered into the tech space. Do I still have that issue right now? No, I mean, I've been in that for quite a very long time. But so for me, that is one of the reasons why I created ATTECC Institute, is to really give people or students what I didn't get when I entered into the tech space, which is the mentorship program, resume build app, really guiding you through interview preparation. And this is stuff that I know a whole lot of people are really, really concerned about, like, okay, are you going to prep? Like, what do I do? What do I say? How do I get into it? How do I even talk to the recruiters? It's a whole long process. And if you don't have the right mentorship, you just like you're on your own, right? And so a whole lot of people get confused in this space once they're done getting trained, and they don't know what to do after that. So for me, the solution is that get a mentor, someone to really mentor you once you're done with the training. And even if you are just a new person that you are getting into this industry and you don't know like what kind of IT to do, talk to someone who is in this space to get a better guidance as to what kind of IT you should do. And also talk to someone when you are already trained and you don't know your left from your right. I would recommend that you talk to someone to kind of like guide you through the process, right? In terms of talking to recruiters, how to go about, with resumes, how to go about with your interview preparation, and just someone to mentor you throughout the whole process. It can get a little intimidating. I've really talked to a whole lot of people. I've had students, I've trained so many students, out there. And even with my, mentorship program and, prepping student and mentoring student, I still have students that come to me and said, oh my God, Dion, I am scared. Like, I'm so intimidated, right? So the intimidation will come, but it's don't let that get into like your head. Don't let that be your fear. Face that fears and go and really go get, go after what you really want. But my recommendation is that get a mentor. You need one. You need someone to mentor you within this space, especially, people of color, the minority people out here that really want to get into the tech space. If you don't know your left from right, if you don't know what you want to do, maybe you've been trained by someone and you don't know what to do after that, talk to someone, get yourself mentored. And I can guarantee you it's very helpful. It is very helpful. It will really shorten your time of getting a job quicker, right? Because sometimes you really want to get a job quicker, but if you don't know if you don't know your left from your right, it really makes the process very, very long. So that is what I would say.
Wow. So it's again buttress the point that we were making in our previous video. Mentorship is the key. Trying to get the right person to speak with, the right training. And so you have mentored a lot of people, talking about mentorship, and also you've trained a lot of people. Can you tell us about that? How does one person get in touch to be mentored by you, and how does your training work?
Yeah. So ATTECC Institute, again, it's a cybersecurity training firm where we train people that are interested in breaking into the cybersecurity world. Before, when we started this program, it was more of the compliance part of the cybersecurity. And when I say compliance, I'm talking about industrial regulations, whether it's from the US government or from the commercial space. There are so many of them out there, right? And we teach about 6 out of those frameworks to really help you to really navigate how to comply, how organizations or even the US government can comply with all these regulations out there. That's what we're doing before. But cybersecurity is it's evolving. It's really getting bigger, right? So we've really kind of like upgrade our program in a way that we've added technical aspect to that also. Because a lot of what we realize that is a lot of hiring managers are looking for people that are really good in compliance, but they will also prefer if you do have some technical knowledge about stuff. So for our program, that's how it is designed right now. You will learn the risk management framework, the vendor risk, the SOC 2, the high trust, the FedRAMP, the DoD CMMC. We train all of that, but at the same time we also train you on vulnerability assessment, penetration testing, and also you have to learn some Excel, right? So we really give you some advanced Excel training, because that our work goes hand in hand with Microsoft Suite. And our program is designed in a way that it comes with mentorship program. So we will mentor you. And the mentorship doesn't start when the program is over. It starts when the program starts. So once you join us, we will start mentoring you from the beginning when you join the program. We will mentor you. We will prep you for all your interviews also. And how does our mentorship work? We don't have one and done mentorship. Our mentorship program is open in a way that you should always come for mentorship whenever that you need, because we know that you probably have a whole lot of questions. You will talk to a whole lot of recruiters, and you probably go through some few interviews, and you probably might need some guidance. So our program is very open. It's all up to you. If you want to get mentorship 100 times in a year, that's all up to you. We are ready for you. We are really ready to guide you. We will really help you we'll kind of guide you through how to talk to recruiters, how to respond to them, your resume, where should you put your resume, how should your resume look, how do you respond to recruiters. So these are all things that we really guide you through once the program is done and you really getting out there in the real world. But because I kid you not, it's a cutthroat out there, right? It's a cutthroat. It's a serious business out there. So we really hold you. We really hold your hands throughout your journey until you call us and say that, hey, we have an offer letter. And anytime I hear my student calling me with that kind of great news, I am so excited. So that is the kind of mentorship program that we really guide you through. Now, if you are new and you are not getting into this space and you really want to talk to us, you can go into our website, www.ATTECC Institute. We have our contact number over there and also our email on how to reach us. If you have any question pertaining to what you should do, right? What should I do? I'm really interested in IT, but what do I do? Well, like, where should I go from there? We will really guide you through, and it's for free. We don't charge for anybody that is interested in that open, mentorship or, questions pertaining to that. We give that, for free for anybody interested in that. Yeah.
This is interesting. Thank you so much for sharing that. So it is not just about you coming to study or to take trainings. You're also coming to be mentored. You're also coming to be prepped for interviews. Also do your resume. So as she said, we will put her website on our comment section, and also her flyer is going to be at the end of this video, so that if you're interested in contacting her, so the whole idea of this channel is to build a community where we can support one another in the tech space. So if you're starting out and you need help, you need mentorship, you need to be able to take classes from the right person, Dion is here to help you. So kindly comment and share the video, subscribe, and click the notification bell so that when we bring a resource person like Dion, you will be able to benefit tremendously.